LPT Realty is coming to Nevada. That's right. This is our first official pre-launch video to give you some bits of information, because I'm sure you're asking yourself, who's LPT? Why should I join LPT? And why is everybody talking about the fastest scaling company ever in the United States? My name is AJ Ackerman.
I'm Marc AJ.
And we are Elevated Agents. So we're super excited. This is absolutely fantastic. We've known about this for quite a while now. It's been officially announced. LPT Realty, Robert Palmer, the CEO, just announced that Jen McDonald, who was actually awarded the Broker of the Year at the last brokerage she was at in 2022. So we're super excited to have her. She's going to be our first regional broker, which is really exciting because it just shows you how we're growing. She's going to be in Colorado, Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico, which we're not in those. We're only in Colorado right now, and Nevada's coming up. And so our goal today is to give you a little bit more information so that you can decide. Like, you can kind of say, hey, maybe this is for me. Maybe I should look into it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start off with the first most amazing thing, and really the biggest difference between LPT Realty and every other company out there is that Robert Palmer invested 4 years developing this company. He looked at the Keller Williams, the EXPs, the Reals, the 100% commission type brokerages. And he wanted to give agents a choice. And so that's the first thing that you get to have when you join LPT Realty, is a choice. You have two main choices for commissions, right? We all care about commissions. Do we want to put more money in our pocket, or do we want more opportunities to grow our business? And so our first choice is a business builder model. This is a flat fee model that the majority of agents join under. That means that it's $500 per transaction with a $5,000 cap. That means you do 10 transactions, boom, you're at 100%. We also have some other fees, which Mark's gonna go over here in a second. But the second option, which is really cool because EXP has been one of those companies that's proven this model works, is our revenue share model. This allows you to build your team. This allows you to collect revenue share off each person. It's a 80-20 split with a $15,000 cap. How cool is that? And one of the things I just love about Robert Palmer is that we have all of these choices to build the businesses that we want. And so that's one of the really cool things about LPT. Tell me about the fees, Mark.
Yeah, so we've already got two options right up front where we're allowing you one option to be able to keep a lot more money with that flat fee business builder model, $5,000 cap. But what additional money is going to be going to the brokerage? So we offer a lot. AJ is going to go into a lot of the technology, the marketing support that we get. And so there's a couple different fees that we have. There's really two. The first one is a one-time per year $500 annual fee. Now, this comes out of your very first deal. So when you join LPT Realty, there's no startup fee, right? There's no fee to join the brokerage. There's no monthly fee. So if you're a brand new agent and you just got licensed and it takes you 6 months to do your first deal, you're not going to pay anything to LPT Realty until after you do your first deal. And so that's going to be that $500 one-time per year fee that covers all of your error and omissions, your chime, your listing power tools, all the marketing support that you get and the technology that we give you here. That's covered in one fee, one time. After that, there's one additional fee, and that's it. It's a $195 per transaction fee. And so that's on every single deal, one through infinity, and that's it. So the easiest way to break down the fees is if you are, let's say you come in on a business builder model, right? So you're $500 per transaction, $5,000 cap. So after those first 10 deals, you go to 100%. So what do our fees look like? That very first deal that you do, you can expect $1,195 to get deducted. Now, where does that come from? So the first $500 is your split, right? That's your flat fee that's going to the brokerage. The second $500 is that one-time per year annual fee. So that's covering everything for the rest of the year, and you're going to pay that out of that first deal that you do after your anniversary date. The last $195 is that transaction fee. So you're at $1,195. And that's deal one. Now, deals 2 through 10, you're going to expect $695 to come out. So that's your $500 split. Again, that flat fee that you've got, and then your $195 transaction fee, and then deals 11 to infinity is $195 just a transaction fee. So that's it. That's how simple our fee structure is. Very easy to calculate what you're going to pay, what you're going to get to keep. There's no hidden fees. There's no surprise fees. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and so what's really cool is that, you know, all companies have fees. The question is, are they taking it on the front end? Are they taking it on the back end? How long do they take it? And you can get really confused with a lot of the fees in other companies. But here's the thing is that you can succeed at any brokerage, right? I really believe that. The question is the brokerage helping you grow your business? And what is the value? What are the benefits that you're getting for the fees that you're getting charged? Now, here's the cool thing. Whether you're a business builder or a Rev Share partner, you have access to all of the tools, all of the benefits. And so that's really important to understand, especially if you're building a team, whether you're new, whether you're experienced. And so that's the third section here that we're going to talk about is the support that you get, the marketing that you get for the fees that you're paying. And so the first thing, which is kind of the most powerful thing that really sets us apart, is listing power tools. LPT Realty, listing power tools, ba-ching, you get it? This is something that you get anytime that you list a property for sale. You get this beautiful big box, and we have some other videos that show what this looks like. And with this box, it has your name, your information. It has the house that you're listing. You get to throw in some pictures, but it's 188 pieces of marketing materials that now you get to use to go create more business from that one listing. I love this strategy. Basically, I like the strategy of farm or call and reach out to your sphere of influence, get a listing, empty the box, double and get another listing, and then rinse and repeat. And so it has just listed thank you cards, letters, postcards, flyers. It's got all kinds of stuff, business cards with that specific house on it. And here's the other impressive thing is that you get a box also for free when you first start. So when you go on a listing appointment, Nevada, right? When you have zero competition right now. So we're at the end of May. We think we're going to be live sometime in the next 30, 45 days. So now's a great time for you to get on the wait list. Learn everything you can, because when you go on a listing appointment and you show this beautiful box with all this marketing material, do you think your chances to get that listing goes up? It is, because we've proven it. We've seen it happen in Florida and some of these other states. So the listing power toolbox is the first thing. Now, the other cool thing is that for some additional fees for the cost of printing, because we have our own print shop, you actually have access to other materials. So if you don't have any listings, they have beautiful prospecting boxes for buyers. They've got the 9 critical questions. There's so much that you have access to from a marketing standpoint. It's unbelievable. Now, the other things that you get is dot loop. That's going to be your electronic signatures and your contracts. A lot of people are familiar with that. That's included. You also get Chime, which is one of the top 3 CRMs in the country right now. Now, the other cool thing we talked about choices as we continue to move on. So we're going to have access to Follow Up Boss, and they're also working on a few other CRMs right now where you actually at some point will get to choose which CRM you want. But even if it's just Chime alone, how amazing is that you get that included with no upfront cost, no monthly fee, and now you have access to one of the top CRMs. And the other part is LPT Connect. This is how we connect. This is how we communicate with the corporate offices. What I love so much about this is, I don't want to say that I'm old school, but I guess I'm kind of old school now, but I love talking on the phone. And so the previous brokerage I was with, you know, you had to log on and go into this world, and it was cool and stuff, but it was a little difficult to get people right away. Like, I just want to call, talk to somebody, have a conversation, and boom, get my question answered. And so one of the things is Robert Palmer is a technologist. He has trained himself to code. And so he built a lot of this software from scratch. And so everything, he's had his hands on it. So literally, I can go online and there's a chat feature. I can put in a ticket. I can email. I can call. It's amazing, the communication, but then everything is in this one platform. And it's really great because you can access it from your phone. You can access from your laptop, from your iPad, whatever works for you. And then all the trainings are on there. Your revenue share, your stocks, your like everything is in just one place. It's super easy and super easy to connect with people. And so those are the 4 ways that that's a lot of value that you get for the fees that are charged after you close a deal, but then the things just keep coming. It's absolutely been insane, the amount of value and benefits they keep adding that we just don't have enough time to go over today. Just go check out some of our other videos and you'll learn some more. But I would really love for you to talk about the revenue share, unless you have some more to talk about.
No, Rev Share is awesome.
Cool.
So If you're not familiar with a revenue share model, so EXP was really the first cloud-based brokerage that did this. And so essentially what the revenue share model does is it takes a portion of the revenue that's going to the company. So you've got that split, right? That's either a $500 per transaction flat fee or it's a 20% split. And so what's happening is the amount of commission that goes to the company gets split in half. Half of it goes to the company for corporate profit, for all of our operating budget and everything that we need to be profitable on that front. The other half of that commission goes into a revenue share pool. And so as an agent, you have the opportunity to introduce the LPT model to other agents and then attract them to the model. They see all the great tools and resources, everything that AJ just went over. They understand that you've got the option between these two different commission structures. You've got low fees. It makes sense to them. They join. They're now in your downline, okay? They're one of your sponsored agents. And so you can do that essentially 7 levels down. So they can find an agent that they know that maybe you don't, and they bring them on and so forth. And so then a portion of the commission that goes to the company when they sell a house gets split up, and then a portion of that goes to you. And so this creates recurring residual revenue. And so that is, you make a one-time investment into helping this agent find the LPT model, bring them on board. And at that point in time, every time they're with LPT and sell a house up until the point they cap, you're going to get a portion of that revenue. So very, very cool. One of the things that makes us unique in the revenue share arena, though, is the number of frontline qualifying agents that you need in order to tap into all of the revenue share. So a frontline qualifying agent is a direct sponsored agent, so someone that you have personally brought into the company, right? You're tier 1. You need a certain number of those to sell at least one house every 6 months. That makes them a qualifying agent. And based on the number of those that you have, you can unlock different tiers of your revenue share. So we have a 7-tier revenue share model. And in order to unlock all 7 tiers, at least in the states, so I want to be clear, we do not have the official numbers for what Nevada is going to look like yet. We're kind of making some assumptions based off of the other states that we have gone into so far. And we have this early adopter phase. So for a certain period of time when we open in a brand new state, we have kind of some additional incentives that we offer agents who join early. And one of those incentives is an even further reduced number of frontline qualifying agents, which for the other states that we have in that early adopters phase is 15. Now, what we've seen is that when that early adopter phase is over, which right now in the state of Florida, that is the case. That's the only state where we are out of that early adoption phase. And the final number there is 20. And that's really what the long-term business model is based off of. For comparison, so that 20 agents, that is half of what EXP requires in order to unlock all 7 of theirs. So they have a 40 frontline qualifying agent number to reach all 7. We have a 20. So we'll put some numbers up on the screen just to kind of show what those revenue share dollars look like, potentially if you were to get interested in that. But here's the really cool thing, and one thing that makes us a lot different. AJ started off by talking about the different choices that you have. You have that Rev Share partner, you have the Rev Share partner, and you have the business builder model. So why would you choose one or the other? And if you choose one, are you stuck there? So when you start at LPT Realty, you can choose whichever one you want. That's one of the first decisions that you're going to make, is which comp plan do you want? Now, if you're a brand new agent, you're an agent who doesn't have a big team that you're bringing on board, maybe you're doing 10 to 20 deals a year, you're going to be best served by joining as a business builder, right? That flat fee, $500 per transaction, $5,000 cap model. However, maybe over time you find that you attract some agents and you start to build that downline. What is going to happen is as you build that downline and you see the amount that is growing, you have the option, if you want, to switch to a rev share partner at any time. So at the point in time that those revenue share dollars were, say, $10,000 a year, that's going to basically offset that additional cap that you're going to incur by switching from a business builder to a rev share partner. And at that point in time, you can make that switch. You do have to stay there for at least 1 year, but realistically, once you make that switch, you're probably not going back. So that's a really cool thing to know, is you can join as a business builder, stay there your entire career if you want, but you do have that option down the road to still build a downline as a business builder. You're just not going to get paid that revenue share because you're voluntarily forfeiting those dollars in exchange for that lower cap. But when it starts to build and you want to switch, you've got the option to do it. Super cool.
Yeah, and so I want to talk about a couple of things, but I want you to understand that if revenue share is something that's important to you, awesome. But if it's something that you're like, man, I'm not really interested in that, we are real estate first. Robert Palmer makes it very clear that it is about becoming the most valuable real estate company in the country, not the one with the most agents. And so we focus on real estate first, meaning we want to figure out how do we take the business you currently have and help you do 20, 30, 40% more. Revenue share is an extra bonus, right? It's one of those things that says, hey, if you really love working here and you attract somebody and they're influenced by you, then we're going to give you a little piece of the pie. And what's really cool is that in this particular model, it makes it so much more realistic. Like you actually have the ability to attract one because, quite honestly, once you see it, you can't unsee it. I mean, it's just, there is no too good to be true. I've been here long enough to see it works, it's doing well, and people are selling more homes. The other thing is that when you think about this type of model, when is the best time to get with a company that has a revenue share model? What do you think? What do you think?
I would say early.
Early, right? And so early adopter. Right now, you have the ability, being in pre-launch in a brand new state, to take advantage of the opportunity to be the person that goes out and shares your excitement, shares the tools, because that's what's happening right now. And it's kind of like, we also have this whole pre-IPO stage right now of, as we start going to talk about stock. But before we start to talk about stock, I want to just mention a couple things real quick. One, if you're a brand new agent, okay, there's a couple things. Well, actually, I want to go back to the Rev Share because in order to get Rev Share, you have to sell one deal every 6 months. That's why real estate first. You can't just come on and attract a bunch of agents to get paid. You actually have to do a little bit of real estate. The other part is people are like, well, how is this sustainable? Well, it's sustainable because the $15,000 in Rev Share or the $5,000 in the business builder, that gets cut in half. So half of it goes to the company for profitability, for stock, for value, and for them to invest back into us in order to sell more homes, into marketing and things like that. And so what's just so amazing is that it just makes so much sense from a profitability standpoint, from a stock standpoint. And I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to be an opportunity where I could have stocks before anybody else in the country can have it. And so that's what's happening over the next 2 years. And if you want to know about growth, right, we're at about 4,045. We'll be at 4,500 agents soon, especially after we open Nevada. And so Robert's goal is by March of next year for us to be at 10,000 agents. In 2 years, we are approximately or estimating that we'll be at 10,000 agents. We've already beat all the other companies ever out there for where we're at with 4,000 in just over a year. So imagine being with the company when there's 4,000 agents, 10,000, 20,000, who knows what the number will be. But we're growing and there's a reason that we're growing. So remember, we are real estate first. And the thing for training is that if you're brand new, they have a great program called the Agent. What is it? Agent Power?
Agent Power Up.
Agent Power Up. So this is a program where it's not like mentorship programs with other places where there's agents. There are corporate coaches, corporate trainers that is all they do is help agents succeed. They start off with a 90-day plan. They go all in on teaching you the tools. They're going to teach you all the things that you didn't learn that you need to know in order to sell real estate. And they're going to help guide you. And that's going to cost a 50-50 split on your first 3 deals. And the cool thing is that if you like that program and you like those coaches, you can actually continue on with them with a different negotiated deal. So really important to understand, if you have a team, right? Now, if you have a team, if you're a brand new agent and you're joining a team, you don't have to do that if you're on a team, if the team has been qualified as somebody that can actually help you grow. And when we talked about agent choice before, we don't have anything about teams on here, but this is important to know that Robert Palmer believes in teams. He thinks the future is teams. And I also agree. I think teams are a great place for the majority of agents to be because not everybody is a business owner. Not everybody is in a position to be managing and hire a TC and figure out leads and do all these things. Like I'm one of those guys where I just, Mark is the magic behind the screen here with the YouTube channel. I just show up, look pretty, and talk fast like that, but that's like all I want to do. It works fantastic. He loves doing all of the other stuff. So one of the cool things is that you have all of these choices, all these options. And the number one question you should always be asking, because if you're watching this, you're open. So one, congratulations for having an open mindset. I'm excited about Nevada. We're going to be in Reno the first week of July. So we're really excited about that. But here's the thing is that if you have an open mind and you're watching this, then the question you should be asking is, how are you going to help me grow my business? How are you going to help me break through to the next level? I'm doing this. How do I break through? What is LPT going to do for me? Well, I think we just gave you a bunch of things that you can consider, but I would love for you to talk about stock, because that was one of the main reasons that I joined.
Yeah. So it's great to have, there's a couple different sources of revenue and income that you can generate here at LPT, right? You can actively sell real estate. That's one. You can attract agents and they can sell real estate. There's another source of income, but how do we start generating that long-term wealth? And that usually comes, a lot of the wealthiest people I know, I don't know about you, but a lot of them have equity in a business. And so that's one thing that we do offer here at LPT Realty that I think is really great for two different reasons. So one, it allows you to start building equity in the fastest scaling brokerage in history, which is awesome. We've gone from 0 to over 4,000 agents in just over 15 months now, which is pretty incredible considering that most of the big brokerages that you're familiar with to hit even 2,500 agents took 7 to 12 years. And so we're at 4,500 in about 15 months. So very, very pleased with the growth that we're seeing. And so like AJ said, right now, there's only two ways that you can earn stock in LPT Realty. You can't buy it, you have to earn it. And it has to be earned through either selling a core real estate transaction or by attracting an agent to LPT who then goes on to sell a core real estate transaction. I'll put a chart up on the screen to kind of show you what those numbers look like. We'll start first with actively selling real estate. So again, based on the number of transactions you do, you're going to get stock on your first, your third, your 15th, and your 35th deal. There's some more detailed stuff that we'll go into when we officially launch to give you guys all the full details, but we're just going to keep it brief for today. And then you can also earn stock in the company by, again, attracting an agent who comes on. I'll put another slide on the screen right now that you can see that'll show you how many shares of stock you will get. And again, these are shares of stock. This is not a dollar value. So when you see, 180 and 252, it's not $180 or $252. Those are shares of stock in the company. And so in a few years when we go public, each of those shares will have an associated dollar amount they will be tangibly worth, and then you will have that dollar amount times however many shares that you have accrued until then. So really, really awesome. Again, this is how over time you can start to build long-term wealth by simply doing what you're already doing. And that's one of the things that we see a lot is, we see a lot of agents that are with brokers that they really like, that maybe it's a smaller brick and mortar brokerage. They're very good friends with the broker, something like that. And they're at this position where they've kind of hit a limit. They've hit a cap on how big they feel they can grow from a support standpoint. And then they're also looking at, I'm doing all of this work to help this broker grow their business, but I'm really not seeing any of that. And so what if there was an opportunity for you to help the company grow and then you be rewarded with part ownership in that company? The other benefit there is that I think one of the things in life that just makes things run better is when you have owners that are actively involved. And so as agents, we are going to be an agent-owned company. Now, we will have other people who buy our stock as well, but we're going to be an agent-owned company. And so what does that do? Well, it puts all of us in the position where when one of us does better, we all do better. And that's one of the great things about LPT is that's the mindset that we've adopted with a lot of cross-downline cooperation, where we really don't have these silos and islands where once you join, if you hop in this silo, you're not welcome in any of the other ones. We don't have that, because we really all do embrace the fact that we're all owners here, and the better AJ does, I do, you do, everyone does, the share price goes up, and we all ultimately do better in the long run. So really, really amazing.
Yeah, and as an early adopter, just so you guys know, right now, the stock awards will change. The closer we get to IPO, the bigger we get. Those awards will change, and the way that it works will change. Just again, it's really important to understand that. As an early adopter right now, if you choose the Rev Share model, you get a multiplier. You actually get a 1.4 times multiplier right now. Well, that's based on what it is now. It may change. I don't think it's going to change, but if it does, we'll let you know. But there are benefits to getting in early, right? And because one, sure, it is a small risk, but you know what? Like, you risk every day. You risk every day when you're in real estate. You never know when you're going to get the deal or what's going to happen. Like, it's just been a really cool thing. And when we talk about Real Estate First too, they just announced that this month the company is going to do $500 million in sale. So if you're wondering if we're just attracting a bunch of new agents that are not doing business, that's not true. We're bringing in big teams right now, teams that do 100, 200, 300 million in sales a year. We did 500 million this month with the company that we currently have. And so we continue to see our sales volume go up and up and up. and we're only in 6. Well, now we'll be in 7 states. Super cool.
So what are the next steps? How do you get started? All of this sounds great. So again, this is just kind of a pre-launch video. We know that now that there's news that we're going to be opening in Nevada. We know people are going to be looking for information. We just want to be that source of information to kind of at least get you closer to understanding the model. We've got a very long video. I'll link to it up in the corner here at the very end of the video. It's about 80 minutes long, but it goes through all of the details, start to finish, about everything you could want to know about LPT. So if you are interested, watch that. When we officially launch, we'll come back and we'll do another Nevada-specific video to give you all the details once we have the official one-page sheet from corporate. But if you're interested right now, what can you do? So there's a couple things. The first is we want to connect with you. We want to get a chance to meet you. In the link in the description down below, you can click that and schedule a one-on-one private Zoom call with AJ and I. We want to get to meet you, learn more about you, your business, your goals, see if LPT might be a good fit for what it is you're trying to do with your goals, and if we might be good sponsors for you. And if so, great. Next step from there is to get you on the wait list. So we have a wait list in all 50 states right now, but it's going to be particularly important if you see this model and you say, hey, I see the potential value, particularly from an agent attraction, from the listing power tools, of having a lot of these tools and resources available to me first. And there will be an advantage. And so if you want to get in early, get with us. Let's have a Zoom call. Let's get you on the wait list so that when we do officially launch, you can go ahead, sign that, kind of a letter of intent, and we can have it ready to switch your license over as soon as we officially open there, get you on board, and we'll start having some fun and selling some real estate together.
Yeah, and one last thing that I would just add, so you guys know that if you are on the wait list, you can actually add other people on the wait list. And so you can start letting people know if you have a team, if you got other people in other states, maybe you're in Nevada and you know a lot of people in Colorado or Texas or Florida. Now is the time, because now it is still early. We're all early adopters. It's a great opportunity, and let's sell a lot of real estate together. And I'm looking forward to being in Nevada soon.
Yeah. Hey, look forward to meeting you guys in person in Reno, and then hopefully see you on a Zoom call soon. Again, description down, links below. Appreciate you guys watching.
Have a beautiful day.
See you next time.